You're watching Flip TV News. I am Okoyemi Olugbemi. Here are the headlines. Now the news in details. The governor of Ogun State, Dapo Abiodun, is optimistic on fixing the power issue in the southwest state and hopes to achieve that before leaving office in 4 years. The Ogun State governor said this when he was featured on Channel Television's Sunday Politics, expressing readiness to do more in the coming years. According to him, his government has also waded into the infrastructure challenge in the education sector by building and renovating schools in the last 4 years. Governor Abiodun said his government has boosted the internally generated revenue base of the state so much that it can survive without allocation from the federal government.
Released by a budget, as a matter of fact. I'm sure that you are aware of the recent release by a budget that showed Ogun State as the number one in most improved internally generated revenue by miles ahead of any other state. At the same time, we're also, I believe, maybe number 5 or number 7 on the list of most resilient states, and the few states that can actually indeed survive if peradventure suddenly there's no allocation from the federal government. What am I trying to say by these examples? What we've done since I assumed office, because I'm not going to go back and begin to accuse previous administrations of what they did or what they didn't do. Governments are meant to be a continuum. Previous governments accessed loans that are meant to be budget support loans before I assumed office. Some were meant to help the agri sector. Some were just simply budget support loans, and those loans were bequeathed to me. But I didn't come into office and begin to whine about those loans. From the very first day I assumed office as governor of Ogun State, I've paid salaries every month on time. From the very month I assumed office, I've ensured that pensioners are also paid, and gratuities that have been owed, that in the excess of, I don't even want to tell you, have also been slowly and gradually, they are being paid off. But more importantly, I've grown the economy of Ogun State to the point where today we are the fastest growing economy in Nigeria. We, last year, we were inching close to the 200 billion per annum mark. This year, we'll certainly achieve that objective. Without a doubt, I'm sure that by the end of this year, we'll be the number 2 in Nigeria, in this country, without a doubt. And this has been very intentional. It has not been an accident or by happenstance. So when you are talking about, the indebtedness of the state, you look at, what you look at and want to talk about is what is their ability to service, whatever debt they have. If we're indebted and yet, financial institutions continue to avail us with required funding, they must be doing that because they see the potential we have and that we've had to service our loans. We have the capacity, what our debt liquidity ratio is. So opposition can say what they want. We have ensured that by using technology and by being more efficient in terms of plugging loopholes, we manage our resources very well, and we continue to do so.
Meanwhile, after much controversy and ahead of the Edo State 2024 governorship election, the Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu has made a formal announcement expressing his desire to compete for the People's Democratic Party ticket in the upcoming party primaries. Shaibu made his declaration known in a televised announcement on Monday morning, stating that he will run for the office on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP). The 53-year-old politician said he has put his life on the line for the development and growth of the state, and he was determined to make the South state great again. In other news, a group, Edo National Congress Worldwide, has called on the immediate former governor of Rivers State, Mr. Nyesom Wike, to make peace with the incumbent governor, Mr. Siminalayi Fubara, for the sake of peace and development of the state. The INEC, which expressed displeasure about the political crisis in the state, particularly between Fubara and his predecessor, said it would always stand on the side of truth and good governance. This was contained in a statement issued by the president of the group, Professor Benjamin Okaba, and made available to newsmen in Akure, Ondo State on Sunday. In the statement, the association, which commended the people of Rivers State for standing against the purported planned impeachment of Fubara, urged Governor Wike not to disrupt the current administration in the state. Moving on, the federal government has intervened over the increasing price of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) with the Minister of Petroleum, Ikwerikwe Ekpo, urging international oil companies, IOCs, and other producers to fulfill their domestic obligations before export. At a meeting in Abuja, Ekpo told the producers that Nigeria has to find a way to surmount the challenges in the country's domestic market, expressing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's concerns over how unaffordable the product was becoming. The intervention comes as the National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) in its latest report said that in October, LPG prices rose by as much as 14% in October for a 12.5 kilogram tube. But a statement by the minister's media aide, Louis Hiba, on Sunday said the intervention on the cooking gas issue followed the rise in recent months in the price of the products per kg from about 700 naira to above 900 naira in some parts of the country. The minister, who noted that Nigeria is abundantly endowed with gas reserves, said the situation where some of the multinational firms were more concerned with gas exports without dedicating huge volumes for the domestic market was unacceptable and should be discouraged. Finally, on the news, a viral video has shown how a beautiful outdoor wedding reception set up in Ghana was utterly destroyed after heavy rainfall and wind. This went viral on Monday after it was shared on the page of the event decorator on Sunday. The video was captioned, "Every wedding and reception setup." And that's it on the news. For more updates, kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Opeyemi Olugbemi reporting live.